And I don't know what the title of this video is going to be, but it's probably going to be something along the lines of Troxy is a dog venue or Troxy sucks. What's up? I'm back. So basically, over the weekend, I went to a concert for Taemin of SHINee. I hit that eye so hard. I have no idea how I was able to get tickets. And yes, I am genuinely a fan. When I was like 9, because I just had straight unrestricted internet access. For some reason, I clicked on a WatchMojo video and it was like top 10 best K-pop songs or something. And Lucifer by SHINee was on there.
And the crew from SHINee were equally devilish in their hit Lucifer.
And as a kid, I was listening to it and I was like, hey! I really liked it. I thought it was so gas and their fits were so cool. And I liked the whooshing, like when they would dance, it was like and so, because me and my brother were always involved in each other's interests, we like picked a fave. So mine was Jonghyun and his was Taemin. It kind of got me into this like K-pop phase and I went through a really heavy Big Bang arc. Of course, any second gen fan knows, but I still kept up with SHINee. I have a very distinct memory in 2017 when Jonghyun passed. I remember getting like a text from my friend on the bus to school. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. I loved SHINee growing up. I've always loved Taemin. I watched all of his stuff, even if he wasn't like my old. I would keep up with him, like me and my brother loved him. But after Want, I became a huge fan. That music video, cinema, absolute cinema. Want has literally been my #1 most listened to song for like 4 consecutive years on Spotify. I'm not playing around. And so when I saw he was finally going on tour, I was seeing if he would come to Europe. Throughout the years, he's come to America, where I used to live, but I could never go because I was a kid. So I remember they came once in like 2016, I think SHINee did. Again with Super M, because I was a minor. I forgot about the Super M incident, that's actually wild. The jopping incident. But yeah, he like really recently signed to a new company, which is insane. He was like SM's golden boy. I don't know the details of their splitting, but whatever. But yeah, I saw he was going on tour. And so I kind of lurked around on Reddit and whatnot, like waiting until he would drop US ones. And so when he finally went, I saw he was going to London. So I was like, okay, I'll do that one. So he announced the date and I looked at the venue and I was like, oh my God. They put bro in a venue that has a capacity of like 3,000 people. And I'm familiar with this guy's game, so I know that he's like selling out the Tokyo Dome. He's no small guy, at least not in popularity, in hand size, perhaps. I was like, it's literally going to be a bloodbath to try and get these tickets. I actually didn't really get my heart set on it because I was like, the Sidemen charity match was the day before, so I was going to be up in London anyway. I was like, it would be chill if we could go, but if not, you know, like, I'm not surprised. I have kind of a funny story of getting tickets. I knew what day the tickets were going live, probably like 5 minutes before they went live. I just opened my laptop and I went to the site and I saw they had an app, which I didn't have. And I was like, I don't really want to get the app. You know, I have really limited phone storage because I film videos and whatever. And then like a minute before they went live, I just had like a feeling. I was like, I feel like I should just download the app, like just in case. Might as well, you know? And so I downloaded it, had like 30 seconds to spare. And I clicked on the app and I saw that there was a countdown for when the tickets would go live. So I was like, I guess I can just buy them here, you know, whatever. And so I was on my phone. 3, 2, 1, tickets went live and I wanted standing, of course. And so I think standing was like auto-selected. I made sure to click 2 and I was like, okay, is that it? I kind of hesitated because I was like, that process was so short. So I clicked checkout, just did Apple Pay, and that was it. And I looked up at my roommate and I was like, I have them. And I was like so nonchalant. And he was like, what? You have them? So I was like, yeah. He was like, what? Why are you like freaking out? And I wasn't freaking out because I couldn't believe I had them because I was so certain that I wouldn't get them. We went back on the app and they were all sold out like 2 seconds later. So I got so lucky. I couldn't even believe it. Oh my God. My dad's a gamer, so he raised me and my brother on like button mashing games. So I have those fast fingers, bro. And then of course, because I'm in a lot of like fan communities or like I follow a bunch of fans or whatever, and I went on Twitter and there's people, they had like a picture of their setup and they had like 3 laptops open, like 2 phones,
6 consoles, 10 computers, bunch of fucking wires.
And I couldn't get tickets. They were like, I had 10 friends, like, camping the site, and I couldn't get tickets. And literally me, like, I just downloaded the app like 30 seconds before it went live and I got them. And people were like crashing out on Twitter. They were like, people are taking the tickets that are just only K-pop fans. They're not even Taemin fans. They only know Move. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm genuinely a big fan though, so a real one got in. My roommate, maybe not so much. All good though. I made him listen to all the tracks before we went, so he was familiar. And also, they had like VIP tickets. They were very expensive. Like they were like at least $100 extra, I think. And you got like some items, I guess. You got some loot. But in London, the only like fan meet thing you would do was a sound check for 15 minutes. And I was like, I love you, King, but I can't. And so the day of the event, we drove past the venue. We saw the line was literally like wrapped around the block. Like all 3,000 people were like in line, and it was 4 p.m. The time on our ticket said 6:30 to get in. So I was like, oh dear Lord. And I don't know what the title of this video is going to be, but it's probably going to be something along the lines of Troxy is a dog venue or Troxy sucks. And then I was like, well, people have VIP tickets, so like they enter an hour earlier than ours, I think. So like maybe all those people will hopefully be gone by the time we get in. So we like, you know, fooled around in Canary Wharf. When we were walking back, there was a restaurant like around the corner and they're playing Press Your Number. I also thought it was funny to play that because it's like all the people are already in line. It's literally just locals in the restaurant and they're like, what is this song? Anyway, so we walked back like 2 hours, 20 minutes after, and the same people in the front of the line at 4 were still at the front of the line. So we were like, and we just kept walking. And when we went to the end of the line, there was like a guy, like a security guy, and he was telling everyone, he was like, all tickets this way, this way. Next to me, there was a really pretty girl. She said her name is May, and she's from Burma. She didn't think I knew where Burma was, but I actually do. And she said that she'd been waiting there for 2.5 hours. And I felt so bad because I had literally just pulled up, like 10 seconds ago. Whatever, man. But she was very nice. She was by herself. May said that she couldn't get tickets anywhere near her country, so she got them in London. And she got them because she was on the waiting list on Dice. But like literally no one knew what was going on. It was the worst line control I've genuinely ever seen in my entire life. And I had been to Wembley the day before for the charity match, and it was sold out 90,000 people. It was diabolical. And then a group of people, they were following like a security guard, and they came up next to us like and walked past us and started like waiting up like closer. And they were just kind of like standing in the middle of the road, and then they were like complaining to the security guard. They're like, we've been waiting here forever. So he literally just parted our line like the Red Sea and let them in. And so May was like, what, the Sigma? Yeah, this is not gonna cut the mustard. I'm gonna go talk to this guy. She got out of line, like we held her spot. She went up to the guard and she started like complaining to him, and he let her in too. She just cut in front of everyone else. Since we were kind of her friends, my roommate like looked up at her and she told us to come. And so we went up and we just cut in front of everyone else too. And I felt kind of bad, especially because we'd only been waiting there for like 15 minutes. But I was like, the game is the game, bro. And there's a group of people behind us too that saw May go up there. And they were like, oh, I didn't realize like we could just ask nicely and go ahead. And so then they watched me and my roommate get out of line and just run too. Shout out to May. You are the GOAT. I love you. I tried to take a picture of the line, but my phone did that thing where it tried to like expose the picture, and I moved my hand back down while it was doing it, so it's super blurry. And then yeah, when we were in line, May told us, she was like, hey, I'm gonna push to the front. If you want to come, you gotta be with me. And I believed her, but I really wanted merch. In my opinion, I would have rather got merch and not been in the front. So when we got through the doors, my roommate had a bunch of loot in his pockets that we'd collected throughout the day. So I had just started my period that day, so we had a box of tampons, a thing of ibuprofen. Some schizoid protester guy gave us like a newspaper that's called The Uncensored Truth, and I thought it was so funny, so we saved it. He had it folded up in his pocket. He had an empty water bottle in his pocket. The security guard guy, he like was patting my roommate down, and he just like grabbed full cheek and he felt the boxes and he was like, what is this? And he was like trying to pull it out, and my roommate was like, oh, tampons, ibuprofen, that's a newspaper. was so scuffed. When we finally got in there, the line started moving. There was a door to go down to the stage, and then there was like a merch shop. And so I walked up to the merch stand and I made eye contact with May in front of the doors, and we looked at each other and we literally just 07'd. I actually just saluted her. I was like, pardon like the Red Sea. And then she went in and I never saw her again. And I got this black t-shirt. Show you the back. Oh yeah. I was thinking about getting a light stick, but I was like, nah, I'm just simply too broke. Also, I probably, I can't use it very often. Like, I can't imagine I'm gonna go to more than like 2 Taemin concerts in my life. I actually went to his online concert during COVID. I just printed off a picture of the SHINee light stick and just taped it to a popsicle stick and like waved it. At the merch stand, they were selling just photo cards for 20 pounds each. It's not right. But yeah, once I got that, and yeah, May was already like, she was hopefully at the front. Like, I hope she was like shaking the gate at the front. Like, me and my roommate had to pee pretty bad. And I looked over at the line for the women's room and I was like, oh my God, it was like 50 people long. And I was like, I literally can't. And we looked over and the men's room had 0 people in line. It was literally empty. I was just about to go in there. And so he was like, yo, wait for me, I'm gonna go pee. And I'm pretty picky about where I stand. I wanted to go find a good spot. From where I was, it was like pretty hard to see. There was like cameras kind of blocking the view a little bit. Like we were in the back, and I saw that you could go down a level and get closer to the stage. So I was like, I gotta go there. And I'm kind of like, I'm a pretty like nice person, you know, I didn't want to like shove anybody. I went over to the right side. A bunch of people, they started kind of like just pushing down the stairs, and I don't have any cell data. It's kind of a funny story. So I couldn't contact my roommate who's in the bathroom, and I was like, whatever, bro, like, I'm going for it. I'm going down the stairs. So I just went down there and I got as close as I could, and I was like, okay, I think I'm good, but I'm 5'9", so I'm pretty tall, so I could kind of see over most people. And I was like, okay, well, I can see him fully, so I don't really need to get any closer. 'Cause especially the day before, like, I saw my favorite streamer. He saw me and it was like cool. It was like, oh, he saw me. But like that was like it kind of, you know? And so it's like if you get really close, in my opinion, it's kind of like, well, what's the best that can happen? Like, unless he like literally comes down, like kisses me on the mouth, like I don't, there's not much benefit for me to like all the negatives that I have to experience to get to the front, or like, you know, pay extra money for the VIP tickets and whatever. So I was perfectly content where I was. So I just stayed there next to the stairs. And yeah, I also care a lot because I want people to be able to see, you know, like there was a girl next to me who was really short, like she was probably like 5 feet or so, and she just couldn't see over people, and I felt so bad. I was like, there's nothing I can do. That venue is so cheeks. They just had no control over anything. I'm sure no artist that performs there is like has as passionate fans as Taemin does. Like they wanted to see, and there's a lot of people. But yeah, so when I was down there, they had Wi-Fi, and I called my roommate and I was like, yo, like I went down the stairs, like GLHF getting down here, and it was perfect because we're both really tall. And so I was like, okay, this is sick because I get a good view, and then I have an easy route to the bathroom because no one's gonna stand behind me. And so before he started performing, like they were playing his songs, you know, like they usually do, and they played Sexuality, and a bunch of people did like the moan part. We were like, we all like giggled, and it was so stupid. I just remembered another funny thing about this song. When we were kids, my brother saw Taemin Sexuality in my YouTube search history, and he was talking about, I just don't understand why it matters. And I was like, no, it's a song. I went to a G-Dragon concert before, and it was so overwhelming for me because it's like just weird to see a person that you've only seen online, like in person. It's like just crazy. You know, you're like, I can't believe you actually just look like that, and like your voice actually sounds like that. And so I was really nervous, like for how I was gonna feel, and I had to pee so bad. And so I was literally like standing there and I was just locked in, like I was just like staring at the like screen waiting for it to start, and I just had like my arms crossed across my chest. It was like I was like his mom or his coach. I was like, I'll genuinely just pee my pants. And it was weird because when the concert started, it didn't feel weird at all. I'm pretty parasocial, I guess, but just felt like, oh yeah, there he is. It took like a while for me to like chill out and just have fun. I felt these really mixed feelings because I grew up like loving him with my friends and family, and none of those people are really in my life anymore. I was thinking about just everything I've been through since I was like a 4th grader or whatever. It all came to this, where now I was seeing him in person, and it was just me. And so it was this very like bittersweet feeling where I was so happy that I got to see him, but then like I felt kind of the emptiness of the presence of like my brother, my best friend, and people who I would have liked to share the experience with. Freak that one girl in particular though, who's in front of me, who didn't film like literally anything the entire concert, but she filmed the entire business horizontally with 2 arms. In between the different sections, he would like talk to us, you know? Then he would like sing us like a cappella, you know, trying to beat the lip syncing allegations. He was gonna sing like a song for us, but one of them was Pansy. And so I was like, this one! And when he sang that, you know, the lyrics are like, how lucky am I? And he like crouched down and he just like sang it to us, you know, he wanted to get close to us. I shed a thug tear, and it was funny because he was kind of struggling to communicate with us in English. And so he would like say some things in English and then he'd stop and kind of like laugh. He's like, It was so cute. And he always says like adorable. He really likes that word, I guess.
So adorable. Adorable.
It was sick how he was just like talking straight to us, and like you could yell stuff at him and he'd respond. So like they'd yell out like songs and he'd like start singing them. And I felt this really crazy sense of community with the fans, where it was like we were like one whole, like someone yelled out like, I love you, and he was like, I love you too. And I felt like he was just saying it to like us. All the actions, the fans were like on our behalf. And he promised he would come back. He pinky promised. And so I held up my pinky too, so that way if he doesn't come back, he would have wronged me personally. I think it's cool because he's so like respectful of us and our time. Like he always says, you know, he's like, I'm gonna keep improving, doing better to give you better performances and stuff. And I just really respect that. Like I know he works very hard. He was really leaning into like the body rolls and stuff. The ladies love that, you know. He played The Unknown Sea and everyone pulled out, they had these hearts. And I was like, man, what the hell? Like where's my heart? But I found one when we were waiting for the bus. I found one on the way back. Like see? I was like, I need one. At the end, I caught a couple pieces of confetti too. He said he wanted to take a picture with us, like he always does. He like turned around and take a picture, and he got debated by the fans, and they started playing this video. It was like, welcome to the UK, Taemin, from your fans. And some of them were really funny. Like this one girl, she had a picture of the UK flag, and it had like that shirtless gym pic of him, and it was so funny. Oh my god. Another person, she had like a big cardboard cutout of him that was like taking up more of the frame than her, and it was like everyone was just laughing. It was so fun. But yeah, when it was time to go, they literally only opened the door in the middle, so there was 3 doors that we could have came in, I think, and they only opened one for some reason. And so we were all trying to filter through there, and then they opened a second door, and I was like trying to get the girls near me. I was like, guys, come on. And it was just so chaotic, and I had to pee so bad. I'd been holding it forever, and I can only imagine like May, she'd been probably holding it for like 6 hours. We like run across the street while cars are coming and like run down, and we're trying to find a bathroom, and it's hard because I still get mixed up like where the cars are coming from. In the UK, and there's a bar. So I went in there and I peed, and I was like, okay, swag. Our 15 bus came and we got on, and then it moved down to the next stop by the venue, and there was so many people, and I was like trying not to make eye contact with anyone out the window. Me and the girl in front of me were just like laughing. We're like, oh dear god. We got a hostel in Brixton because it was super cheap. And so we went back to Brixton, and we were so hungry, and it was like midnight or past midnight or so. And so we walked down, and there was a 24-hour McDonald's. I felt so unsafe that I just completely like disassociated, like I just didn't care anymore. There was like an insane lady like yelling at a security guard in there. Everyone, I don't know, they just looked so like sus. They were like dressed so sus. And I was like, I just actually don't even care. So whatever, bro. I was like bleeding through my pants because I was holding it for so long in the concert. I just didn't care. I was like, I'm just not gonna bleed on the floor. I'm just gonna stand outside. So I just went, I stood outside the McDonald's by myself. I fulfilled everything I've wanted to do in life, I guess, at this point. So it's like, just take my stuff. I don't care. I survived with all my belongings. Somehow, Allah intervened. And we walked, of course, we walked home. I was just completely disassociated by that point. So we just ate our McDonald's in the common room with like a random lady, and then I just went to bed. I did not care, bro. Yeah, so that's about it. W experience. El Troxy though, that place is buns. Genuinely, I have no idea why they would put him there. That is not right. Thank you for watching my story. Yep, that's about it. See you around. W outro.